Caleb is a guy that's kind of scuffling over maybe the last week. How good did connecting with that ball and that grand slam feel for you?
Yeah, it felt really good. I had a rough start in game one, or technically game two, but game one of today. And something kind of clicked. I'm not sure what it was, but squared a few balls up and then just carried that over to the third game.
Jack, how good is it for you with this staff in general when you can go 6 innings, get the ball off to a guy like Jersey-Beck? How much does that help you as a starting pitcher, just knowing what's behind you?
Oh yeah, definitely. That it makes us feel a lot better. All three of us, really, we talk about all the time. Is if we don't even have our best stuff that day, if we can only give the team 4 or 5, it's a really good feeling handing the ball off to guys like Jers and so many other guys in the pen. And just today, didn't really want to squatulate my start. Didn't really want to leave on a bad note. Wanted to finish strong. So it was good. And it's like you said, it's really nice to be able to hand the ball off to a guy like Jers.
Jack, it seemed like in moments when maybe you got in trouble, you were able to sort of dig deep and find that big pitch, the swing and miss pitch, whether it was a slider or the fastball. Just what's your level of confidence in when you're in that moment, being able to get that big swing and miss, be able to get the strikeout in those moments?
Yeah, I mean, I think in those moments you need to want to be out there, and especially a day like today where it's a long day for all the position players behind you. You don't really want to make them work harder than they need to. So I think just, between innings, John and I, before we left the dugout, we just kept telling each other, let's keep working, keep going at the guys. And so John helped me out a lot today. He was working really hard behind the dish for me. So just confidence, man, and knowing they got your back behind you to make some plays.
Caleb, Coach Kingston talked a lot about how he likes you in that look in the leadoff spot. How big of an adjustment is that for you, and where do you feel like you are in learning that leadoff spot and how to play there?
It's not really a huge adjustment. I think before the first time I hit leadoff, Mahoney came up to me and told me don't change a single thing. Just be you. And, in the leadoff spot, you don't want to swing at a bunch of taradiddle. You want to get on base, but at the end of the day, you want to be yourself.
This last weekend, non-conference series, start of SEC play next week. I know y'all got a game in between, but Jack, from a pitching standpoint, Caleb, from an offensive standpoint, just how confident do y'all feel and how good do y'all feel about where y'all are right now, as non-conference play finishes up?
I'll speak on the pitcher's half. We feel good. These first 4 weeks, it's just been about building into SEC play and kind of defining roles maybe, and just everyone's feet kind of getting wet and learning a lot from, for me personally, I've just learned a ton from start to start. So I feel ready to go, and we're just really excited.
From a hitting standpoint, I think that we just kind of found our identity through these non-conference games, and I feel like if we just stick to our approach and stick to ourselves, we'll have a lot of success in the SEC.
Jack, you just said you feel like you learned a lot about yourself through non-conference play. What have you learned? Is there anything you can kind of share about yourself through these last month, these first starts off the surgery?
Yeah, I think, opening weekend, everyone knew it was a really emotional day for me and my family too. And so I think once that first weekend was over, I think it was just kind of realizing, like, I have to work every single week to have that kind of performance. And, the 2 starts between this, they were okay. I didn't really have my best stuff, but at the end of the day, Coach Parker just talks about no matter what, you just have to go out there and compete and give your team the best chance to win. And so I just think I've learned a lot about just getting ahead of hitters and maybe when to use certain pitches, when to not. And it's just been nice getting out in front of the crowd again and just to learn a lot from that standpoint of actually being in game rather than just like live at bats.
Caleb, you talked about knowing this team's identity and establishing that. What do you feel like through 17 games this offense's identity is?
I think we're a really tough offense to pitch to. I mean, we'll wear pitches, we'll take our walks. If you throw it over the middle of the plate, we're going to hammer it, take our best swing. So I don't know if you could put a label on it, but I just think we're a really tough offense.
I guess, Jack, this pitching staff's been pretty good with runners on, runners in scoring position. How much pride do you take in not only yourself but as a staff of being able to limit damage and pitch out of a couple big jams game to game?
Yeah, it's huge. It obviously makes us feel better that we have a pretty elite defense behind us. But at the same time, Coach Parker has kind of drilled that into our head, and it's kind of made it as a pitching staff, our identity. We don't care who you are. We don't care what the situation is. We're going to punch you in the mouth. And just kind of taking it one pitch at a time, not making it a whole at bat, just taking it one pitch at a time. I think that was a big thing for me today, just attacking guys one pitch at a time, and it's been big.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.